Houston, we have a problem.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we feature Speaker's Corner. Yeah, they see you, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is thought on the Speaker's Corner. 2 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 2 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is thought on the Speaker's Corner.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Hopefully the sound is okay. I'm going to do a mic check here. MI5 by. We had some issues to start, as is usually the case whenever there's some sort of OBS update. I thought I got everything squared away, but of course we start playing and the music wasn't going out. So tell me if you can hear me now, and I'm going to play a little ditty real quick just to make sure all the sound is working, and then we will get started. Let me bring this over, and that'll be good. Welcome, everybody. And then let me see. So my mic's working. That's fine. I see that. And let me just play this real quick, and we will find out what's going on. Did you hear that music? Sounding loud and annoying. If you did, let me know in the chat. I'm going to take a look right about now. Where is it here? All right. Sound is good now. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I know it's a late edition of the show. It should go back next week to 6 p.m. Pacific time. I do have a question about it, though, or just kind of tell you my feeling on the show. Is originally the plan was to kind of have a place for, I don't know, new channels, people that were doing some research in some subject or another, to be able to come on the show and kind of speak out. And it seems like it's kind of going that way. Sometimes we get good calls, sometimes not the greatest. So let's just see if it gets better in the next coming weeks if I stick to that 6 p.m. start time. And then if it's not working out, then we're going to have to do something different. Where is my little pen for this pad? I cannot find it. All right, there it is. All right, so let's I think everything's good now, yeah? Let's see here. Kind of better late. Some people like it late. Impulsive music in the house. Impulsive Zams, if you guys heard him from the intro. Let's just tease something real quick. If you didn't know, the last couple Sundays, Chris Crum and I have been on his channel doing the first ever crowd-supported parody. I know it doesn't sound right, but we didn't name it anything. Anyway, we made a parody song. Our idea was to do the We Didn't Start the Fire and kind of just go through, name a lot of conspiracies. We did it. It was fun. We made a chorus. It's a great time. Took us about 3 weeks to do it, but it was great. The audience had a participation, and we had a lot of fun with it. So then at the end, we're kind of like, all right, now which one of us is going to sing it? I can't sing. And we said, okay, maybe Crum. Then I said, well, let me ask Conspiracy Music Guru just to see if he has any interest in it. So I sent him our lyrics and the beat, and let me just show you just a little beginning of it. I'm just going to tease a little bit because we do need to get the video done. But this is Conspiracy Music Guru singing the crowd's lyrics from Crum and I's first ever crowd-supported chat parody. And this is, we didn't start the fire, but we changed it to We Shouldn't Trust These Liars. And let's get it go. Here we go. And enjoy, where is it? Okay, there's my, can't see my playlist. There we go. All right, here we go. This is, we'll just listen to the first, maybe the first and second verse. Here we go. Enjoy.
Joe Biden's a pedo. Dr. Fabio is not Stevie Wonder is a blind fake the real ways to see it down the rabbit hole. Build a perfect bomb like Obama, huge dumb bar. The Kenyan guy has your wife identified. What the fact being J&J on truckings of mind. Outsiders, it's just we have to fight. Why do you just be lying? If the king of daddy comes to one of daddy, your boy, sure don't know why. This world is making you know it, now it's how we close it. Let the banana says.
Very awesome. Dope as F, if you will. So that'll be coming soon on all of our channels. You get to see, and we're going to put a nice video with it. And thank you, Conspiracy Music Guru, for always being there when we need. And this guy is incredible, man. I mean, it takes so much time to do what he does. I seriously gave him the beat and the lyrics and went to bed and woke up to it all done. The guy is just insane. I'm giving it to him thinking it might be weeks or something. Actually, I didn't think it would be weeks just based off everything he's already done for me. But always open to that, right? It could be weeks. So I don't know if you guys thought you liked it. The whole thing is going to be pretty dope. Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, no, don't tell me. Are you kidding? Unbelievable. So none of my sound, but I thought I asked you guys and you said the sound was working. You heard the other song. Oh, boy. Let me see why these things are not working. Hold on. Yeah, I see it's not going across there. Let me try this. Wrong button. That was a mute. Is it this one? Let me see. I wonder what changed with the update that did that. Oh, besides the fact that everything says monitor off. Wait, what? Monitor off, NDI source, video capture, generic desktop. Yeah, but where's... Well, I'm trying to think here. That's going to be a problem because that's going to cause you not to hear people on StreamYard. What changed in this thing that would do that? Hold on one second. Let me fix this here. How about if I play a YouTube video? Can you guys hear that? Let me play a YouTube video real quick and you tell me if you can hear that. That would at least get us in the right direction.
Powerful form of media that it's credited with being the reason John F. Kennedy became president. Not because of propaganda, but because it allowed Kennedy to reach millions of Americans in a way that had been impossible.
Did you hear that Mark Dice video? Okay, so that's going through. Okay, that would make sense, but then it wouldn't make any sense why this wouldn't. Yes, okay, thank you. Let me see why this isn't going through. It's all the same. Well, how would it differentiate between one thing or another? Still all goes through the play.
Possible up to that point. When he was running against Richard Nixon in 1960, television had just become a household medium. And for the first time in history, the presidential debates were...
So if that goes across, why wouldn't this? What? Unbelievable. This is very disappointing. Oh, I'm just checking something. I don't know how that could even be possible. It doesn't even make sense. So you have this going through. Wouldn't this go through? Let me check one other thing here. Sounds, yes, that's working. That's working. This one's, yes, the blue mic. Okay. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why wouldn't that work? Wait, yes. No, that's the other one. I'm going to try something real quick. Wait, now that is working or no? If that's working, that doesn't even make sense. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch it. Wait, I just... Hold on. I think I might know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I get it now. I bet it's this. I bet it's this and that. And we're going to close that. Now you're going to work? You little bitch. You got it. It's all figured out. All right. There you go. Now you can listen to it. Oh, boy. I think we're good now. I see it. All right.
Spaces gate, Boston bombing falls, flag Joe Biden torpedo. Dr. Fauci always lied, Stevie Wonder is a blind victory, we shall see it down the rabbit hole. Build a Burns fake bomb, Michael Obama, huge dumb bar. Up the Kenyan guy, has your wife identified? Warp speed, vaccine, J&J, on your jeans, myocarditis, kiss your sweet ass goodbye. Why do you trust these liars? You must be discerning, cause the world's not turning. No more astronauts or wires. This world is fake and you know it. Now it's time we expose it. Health Department, NSA, CDC and TSA, IRS, CIA and NASA is a crock. SpaceX, Space Force, space is fucking fake, of course.
All right, that's it. You've seen enough. So that's now waiting for the video. Sorry about the no sound a second ago, but I realized what was wrong. So JJ Hempcrete Bear in the house. Attention everyone, need your help to help me out and buy the sponsored CBD rub today and tomorrow. Please, I need to pay. You don't need to pay. Text CBD to 920 382. You know, it's funny. I've seen some people going off. They think I make a bunch of money. Do you know that not anybody that has, well, Suzanne sometimes donates through Rokfin, but I mean, nobody's paying me for sponsorships. I don't know why people think like, what do you think? I'm charging $600 a month or something? It's like ridiculous. He went beast mode on this. It was pretty cool, huh? Yes, the Michael Obama, huge dong, huge dong. So let's get with the sponsorship, shall we? We've got some sponsors of the show. Let's talk about that. We want to support people in the community because they're doing good work, and then also because it's better to put our money where they are rather than with the losers at the top of the pyramid. So we've got Truth Max. They are spreading spreading truth one delicious morsel at a time. And she also has something here. Do you own your own shop or store? Are you hosting a meetup or planning a special event? Do you sell at the farmer's market? We sell wholesale. So there's a little note there. And then also I love to point out that, well, the shop is here. If you want to shop, click that and you can make your purchase of Truth Max. And then also you can go to resources, which I always point out, a great little list of all kinds of, it's a great place to start, people. If you want to start somebody who's new to the truth, I would go here. And lots of different links. She's doing fantastic, Suzanne. You are the bomb. So thank you for that. We've also got thcshow.live. If you use coupon code Jaron420, you can do that and you can get 10% off. And he's also got a couple specials going. So we're going to go here, go to shop THC merchandise. There you go. And he's got some cool stuff. I kind of helped him with one of these designs. I had the idea for a hat. I might still do it, but I told him about it. He's got the shirt here. He's got, or I'm sorry, it's a hoodie. And also this one here, the moon landing hoax. I don't know if you can really see it. What it is like the outline of the word, but then the scene behind it in the outline. Very cool. And he's also got the LED hats marked down to $40 plus. You can get 10% off if you use coupon code Jaron420. And this is all excellent stuff. And also, so is the show. It's back. He did get changed. His channel got taken down for, I'm sure he did something crazy and evil. No, it'd actually be the opposite of that. But you can go to my community posts. I posted their new channel link there, and or just search THC Show, Truthers Hour of Comedy. And thank you guys for sponsoring the show. We've got JJ's CBD Rub. JJ needs some purchases. So if you are into this high potency essential oil rub, he grows his own plants there, does it all from a small farm with Back to Eden no-till gardening. So that's where you want to check that out. That's jjscbdrub.com. Yes, like that. Okay. We also have some links up top. How to support the channel. You can do $Jeranism for the Cash App, or you can do any kind of credit card at buymeacoffee.com/Jeranism. You can go patreon.com/Jeranism. You can become a member. today. We also have this graphic up for you, just if you need a couple other places. Great place to start. Always Jeranism.com right there. And then we've got over here the shopjeranism.com if you are interested in any of the consultation stuff or a USB drive with the contents of a bunch of ebooks. And then we've also got, now we've got the digital version up. It's pretty much almost all the way uploaded. It's taken a while. But here's my shop up here. And so they got lots of those items. You also got the USB items down here. But the new item is right here. No, I don't see it. Here it is, Jeranism Library. It is a Telegram link. So when you purchase this, you get a Telegram link. The Telegram link looks like this. I wonder if I can get that up like this. Hey, that works. Is that going to show anything I don't want to show? No. Okay. There's the group there. And so here's the best part about this. So this thing will scroll forever, by the way. Number one, you can see all of Tom MacDonald's songs here if you're interested in any of those different albums. So here's Death Threats, all the songs from Death Threats. You can play them right in your Telegram browser, whether it's on your phone or whether it's on your computer. Any of these songs. Here's The Hard Way, Hangman, Anarchy. So you can just find those all here. You can keep scrolling and find Flowers for the Dead. Great album there. And keep going down through that. Let's listen to Conspiracy Theory. So you just click that, and you're going to get the sound right there. Playing up top here. Can you see that? Yeah, okay.
I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to expose all the facts. I'm here to
stop that one. Now, here's kind of the cool part about this. And Miss is going through, and she's trying to get the name of the book and the author for each book. But there's like, I don't know, 2,500 or something. Oh, I guess you can tell by going to files. So what I'm going to do is click here, go to view channel info. You'll see that I can get here. So 2,153 files. We click that and this pops up. Okay, so here's all the files. But if we just start searching, let's say we want to search for, I don't know, Freemason. Okay, just type in Freemason and you can see that we get all these books. These are all PDF books. History of Freemasonry, volume, whatever. You've got Hidden Life in Freemasonry, Handbook. Now, the only problem is right now, the search is only checking the file name. So what we're doing is we're going through and editing each book to put the author and the title so that you'd be able to search titles here, authors, whatever. So you can put in whatever, Christianity, and then you're going to get Christian religious, Unitarian Christianity, the Christian mythology, Handbook of Christian Symbolisms, mythology again, ancient, medieval, and modern Christianity. I see a flash. Oh, it's behind me. Pagan and Christian Rome. Now, there's a lot more than just this because some of them don't have that in the title name. But let's say you want Fomenko's New Chronology. Oops, maybe you should spell it right, Jern. Menko. Thank you. So here's your Anatoly Fomenko history, fiction, or science, volume 1 through 4. So pretty nice little place to put it. And here's the great thing about this. Oh, by the way, if you have purchased the thumb drive, then you're going to get an email with this link as soon as it's all done, which will probably be this week. So you'll get an email with all these stuff on there. Okay. So meaning, because this is meant for me to update. So as I find new books, I'm going to update it. Also, if you have a book that you think should go into the library, message me with the link to the book and I'll put it right into the library. So it'll be an ever growing kind of thing and the purchase price is forever. It's just, you get access to this forever and you can access any of these things whenever you want. So anybody who's already purchased it obviously is going to get it for free forever. So you will have the USB drive and the online version as well. So pretty cool on that. And again, this is like a forever scroll. If I grab the scroll bar, you're going to be talking about forever and ever. I hear you guys 1 second. We'll be right with you. So you can just go down here. There's all the download links. But yeah, it does take us a little bit of time to get everything in there. You have to go through. This one's called Demons and Tongues. So I have to right click, edit, and then I've got to put in exactly what it is, Demons and Tongues, but I have to know the author, which I'm not going to look at right this second. So I have to open the book, who's the author, actually type in the correct spelling of the name, and then by whoever, and then save it. And then what that does is becomes part of the searchable function. So for instance, if we open this, go ahead and do it with my PDF changer. And let me see real quick. So this is by Demons and Tongues by Alma White. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we just get in here, edit Demons and Tongues by Alma White. So that's what Miss is working on with each book, but again, there's over 2,000. It's going to take a little bit of time. Let's hit save. Yes. And now with that, now if you go here and we go view channel info, and now we go to files, and now we go to search and Alma, then you'll see that there's Alma's Demon and Tongues. So that's the goal, is to get that all squared away. And then as we get new books and as I find books, so like one of the things I think you guys remember, I talked about the Devil's Bible, the Codex Gigas, right? So I've already loaded that in. That was one thing that I thought was in the thumb drive, but it wasn't. But now you got that here. So again, that'll be for everybody very soon. So if you're looking for access for that, just give it a couple days and we'll put it in your email. Sound good? Okay, we got one more thing to talk about, and that is, I'm just going to kind of tease this as well. So I wanted to, do I have anything else on this screen that you need to know about? So we've got Linktree, also a great place to go. If you need to find some, let's see, can we put this over here? There we go. That is the best place. It's the number one place to go to find all my links. I keep this updated. But if you're wondering, like the Telegram groups, what groups do we have? Go here where it says Telegram links, and you'll see we've got tons of them. It's probably easier if you go like this. Yeah, there you go. Sorry. You don't have to see my smiling face. So there we go. There's your link tree. You've got the social links. You don't see a Twitter here. No, because I've been banned from Twitter forever. You've got the shop here. So if you want to go to the Jeranism shop, you've got donations if you're here. You've got videos all the way here through Rokfin, Odyssey. I should add Rumble. Rumble's got videos there as well. And then here's all the Telegram links, different groups, different chats. Definitely a place you want to go. There's crypto stuff if you're interested in that. Pay and support, and then adding yourself to the mailing list. And my mailing address. So all that is at the fantastic spot, Linktree, linktr.ee/Jeranism. And I believe that is that. All right. And I'll tell you about what else is going on, and then we'll get right into the... Oh, by the way, I'm not going to have the phone lines open tonight. I'm just going to stick to purely the link, which is tinyurl.com/cornerism. It should be in the description. But I'll put it on the screen in a second. But I also do have the phone lines open for texting. So if you do send a text, I will read it. And the text line is 888-698-FLAT. Again, 888-698-FLAT. And that will be open, however. Not sound was good, but this, yeah, I think I fixed it. Sorry guys. Yeah, updated to whatever this new version is. What are we at? 28? Yeah, 28. So, all right. So we got Speaker's Corner ready. Let's see if everything is squared away. It looks decent. Okay, that looks good. So here's what I want to tell you. Something I've wanted to do for a while, ever since I saw other people doing them, was to have a conference, like a summit. So this week and I'm just going to kind of tease it. It's probably maybe Monday, things will go on sale. This week I had a couple late night conversations with Austin. Witsit gets it. And we were talking about doing something, kind of bringing people together. And I kind of mentioned my idea, and he was into it. And we started talking about it, laying out the plans for it. And we said, well, we just need to get a list of people we would want to present. And let's see if we can get them to come together for a certain date. And man, talk about falling in place. Perfect. So this is going to be the first ever True Earth Summit. It's actually going to be called the True Earth Mount Meru Summit. And it'll be November 11th and 12th. And we've already got every speaking spot filled. And all we need to do is put in some coupon codes and activate the sale and let it go. So here's the thing. It's not very expensive. It's not one of these, $200 summits. It's not even a $100 summit. Well, it is a $100 summit, but everybody will use a coupon code. So everybody's going to get a 50% off coupon. And basically, whoever you sign up under, it's kind of like the same idea as Rokfin. You're supporting that creator. Okay. So that's part of it. I'm also taking care of the people that are coming and speaking. Something that I think is important to get good quality presentations, not kind of a rehash, same old thing that we've heard before. And we've got, let me give you a good list. First of all, the show will be closed by two comedians, two excellent comedians. First one, live for your pleasure or demise, whatever you want to do. Closing out the show for a nice little comedy segment will be Alex Stein. Wow. Alex Stein will be there. He will be part of the show. The closer, though, coming on after Alex Stein, will be the big bear himself. Owen Benjamin has confirmed he will be there at the first ever Mount Meru True Earth Conference. So we got those two people off the bat. How about Austin? How about me? You've got Marty Leeds already confirmed in the house. We've got David Avocado Wolf giving a presentation at 11:11 on Friday, 11:11. It's going to be beautiful. We've got Taboo Conspiracy, who gives some of the best presentations that there are. Taboo will be there. We've got Dave Weiss. He's going to be teaming up with Caleb from TikTok. They're going to be presenting an hour as well. We've got Amanda Vollmer. She's going to be presenting for an hour. We've got Allegedly Dave. He's going to be presenting for an hour. We've got Sean Hibbler. We've got Iru Landucci. I know I'm forgetting people, but it's going to be a 2-day event, Friday the 11th, Saturday the 12th. Tickets on sale very, very soon, and I hope I see you there. And again, it's supporting the people that you use the coupon code, and we'll put that out there. So it'll be $100, but everybody will pay $50. Just, well, you don't have to pay $50 if you want to go pay $100, you can. But the coupon codes that everybody will be giving out will be 50% off. And so, for instance, Amanda Vollmer will be talking to her audience and saying, hey, I'm going to be speaking at the True Earth Conference, and you can use my coupon code, which I believe hers is going to be Amanda 50, I think. Whatever the coupon code is. Anyway, if you purchase under that code, she gets paid for that person. So that's how we're doing it, so that it kind of supports all these speakers. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. It's something I've never done before that I think I've seen other people do it. I spoke at David Wolf's, and I saw kind of the issues with it, and I really want to make sure we take care of this. Talk to Austin about it. We both have good plans. And so it'll be presented by me and Austin, and hopefully we see everybody there. I think it'll be Monday or so that we will start selling tickets. So awesome. All right, let's get to the show. We've got Sacred Knowledge starting off, and welcome in, my brother. How are you?
Check. How you doing?
Check. What up?
Right on. Good. How's it going?
Doing great. I had a week off. Maverick turned 2, big boy now, and got a tooth pulled. So all kinds of fun things. Man, have you ever tried laughing gas?
Nope.
Oh my!
Wait, nitrous oxide?
Yeah, but the stuff at the dentist, not like whippets.
Oh, well, at the raves back in the day, they used to have that stuff, the dental stuff.
At the raves? What's that?
At the raves.
Oh, raves! I wasn't a raver.
They'd have big old tanks of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That was my first time ever, man, and I was like, within 2 minutes, like, oh my god, I like this too much. So I think they charged me like.
What did you feel?
You don't feel well. You felt like really heavy in the chair at first, and then I was like giggling, and like the dental assistant's like, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "I don't know. I feel like I'm in an inside joke," and she was just laughing at me. But yeah, your mind started, and then that dentist was just going to work in my mouth and yanking teeth, and I hear like grinders and saws and all kinds of shit in there, and I just didn't care. I was just like, "This is fantastic." So anyway, I'm a big fan. It's like $100, but I'm like, I wonder if I could just go in there with $100 and just ask for that. Probably not. They'll probably kick me out if I do that. But just saying, it sounds like a little bit of fun. All right, you ready to start your clock here?
That's good. That's good news, because I might have to have a root canal soon. I'm totally scared.
Well, now that you might want to watch the documentary Root Cause. I would not get a root canal myself. I would rather get it pulled again. Oh, by the way, I guess was that not? I'm seeing people in the chat now. If I didn't mention, it's a virtual conference.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you.
My bad. I should have. No, it's a virtual conference. When you sign up, you're going to get a Zoom link, and then another link will be coming right before the show. Everything will be kept up. You'll be able to watch the videos perpetually if you're somebody who attends. So we don't know how many people we're going to get. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 200. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 1,000. It would be awesome. But we're not getting our hopes up too high. It's our first time doing it, and so we're just hoping people support the creators and don't look at it in a.
That's the fire lineup right there, man.
And I'm missing people. I'm trying to think off the top. I mentioned Hibbler, Taboo, Iru, Zach and Bob from Globebusters. They have a presentation. But yeah, it's a fire lineup, and it was kind of like one of these things where we asked a bunch of people and thought, okay, half of them are going to say no, and then we'll be able to rework it. And like everybody said yes. So it's like, all right, let's do it. No, it's not in Cali. It's a virtual.
So is it going to be like a few hours and then all one long video that you're going to put out, or?
No, it's going to be speakers live, from like 4 to 10 on Friday, or 4 to 9 on Friday night, and then all day on Saturday. Did I mention Conspiracy Music Guru will be there playing? And I already see somebody here. It says $50 virtual. Come on, man. Then don't go. I guess you don't get it that, again, I told you that you're actually supporting the person that you pay the coupon code. So if you don't like any of those people, don't want to support any of them, don't go. It's that easy. That simple. And actually, I'm trying to think of the virtual ones. Go check how much Jeff Berwick's was. Go check how much other people's virtual summits were. They're way more than this one. So we thought it for a 2-day conference. Oh, by the way, like we're going to be giving away all kinds of what do you call, like a goodie bag or whatever for people. That's going to include tons of freebies. I think Dave Weiss is giving away app subscriptions. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Monday we'll talk about that. I don't want to get into it too much now because some stuff is still up in the air and not 100% decided. I think we're ready to go. Yes.
That's history in the making right there.
Yeah, and it's the first ever, so it's something that can go in real life if it ever gets big enough, or it can stay virtual. But we think that it's a good lineup. Austin and I talked about it and what we wanted to see, what we would want to see, what we thought was too expensive, what we would pay, what we wouldn't pay, and that's how we kind of went with it. Is what we felt would be something good to bring people together, bring the community together, and get people back on the same page. So that's what we decided. Anyway, let me start your clock. Yes?
Go for it.
Let's do it. And you are on. Go.
I was going to say, too, I'm a lyricist, so I'm going to try to put together something for you one of these days and see what you think.
All right.
All right. But anyways, I don't know. There's always so many things that we could talk about. I thought maybe it'd be a good idea, though, like I was doing last time, showing pictures. I wanted to show some pictures.
Okay.
And just spend the time doing that. But
you want to share your screen, you mean, or no?
No.
Okay,
well, I can't. I haven't done that yet. So, but last time I was showing pictures just with my
okay, that works.
iPad. Well, anyways, I'll take you through a quick little presentation. And what I want to do is just spark people's interest in the whole melted building thing, because there's a lot of the people don't understand it, and they say the wrong. They look at it wrong, and they think it's stupid or something. Just like when you hear about flat Earth. It's the exact same thing.
Oh, I thought it was so smart when I first heard about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's one of these things. So we're surrounded by a civilization, by the remains or the ruins of an ancient civilization. This place used to be a lot more than it is now. Now it's something that it's a new version. See, like, look at the word modern. Right inside of there is modified, modification. So the modern world is a modified version of the ancient world, but a dumbed down version.
We're probably smaller too.
What's that? Yeah, a lot smaller because the oceans used to not be there, so there used to be a lot more land. But I'm going to show you that. Okay, so a lot of stuff is underwater now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Just a quick little thing right there, just to get started. And the flood is real. The flood. So a lot of these, you'll see you'll see a lot of remains. That used to be an arch. It's not a natural formation. It was a building at one time. Something futuristic and perfect, amazing looking, that you can't tell what it was now. For example, on that, let me show you some real quick. I just want to find the right. I have a lot of them, so to find the right ones are important. Just bear with me for a sec.
We are bearing.
Okay, well, for example.
Sweet, JJ Hemcreek Bear. Thank you. I'm gonna contact you on that one. I'm writing a note. Sorry.
You put heat on concrete, and this is what happens. It balloons up. See that building? See what happened? That rock right there? That's what started. If they continued the process, it would turn the whole thing into a big giant rock. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a building that started to get melted. So the building, the brick starts to balloon into rock, and that's where all the rock comes from, because they all used to be gigantic buildings. Like, for example, look at this. You see how the house is like built into, it's a pocket of survival is what it is. Like, you see how the chimney is sticking out of a mountain, kind of like right there?
Mm-hmm.
It used to all be a building, okay? And through the intense heat, it gets turned into this, into what we call a mountain. You see how that's a building in there? That the mountain surrounds it?
Yes.
That's not a natural formation. It used to all be a perfect building, and through heat,
so then when heat happened, it created like a shell around it?
No, it liquefies. Okay, the concrete first bubbles up, and if you take the heat off at that moment, you'll have a big bubble-looking rock. But if you continue the heat, it'll all just eventually melt down to like it'll liquefy the whole thing. And we have examples of where the weapon was used inside of a city, like right there. The wall is perfect over here, and then it just turned into this messed up wall because they started to that building received damage. Let me show you some more stuff here.
Do you think your theory is complete, or do you think it's kind of a little bit?
Okay, see, those were that. See what right there? You have half mountain, half building still.
I would have to see those images. I can't really see what that is. Can you move it closer?
Let me see. It's hard to see the detail, huh? But if you look closely, you're gonna see that there's still formation in there. But
right.
it would have turned into a total just a mountain eventually. We call that a pocket of survival. There's very few pockets of survival, but there's enough all over the plane.
And there's no way it can be carved into a mountain.
Well, if you keep looking, you're gonna see the archway right there. See, there was a flood. That used to be a building, and there was no water. There was a flood, so you're gonna find a lot at the edges, at the shores. You're gonna find a lot of leftover buildings if you start researching this. And for now, when you start looking at, for example, deserts, we just look at it and we see a bunch of rocks. But if you really know what you're looking at, when you start to study this, you're not going to see just a bunch of rocks. You're going to know what that used to be. It's the remains of a civilization. It was very advanced. And I can give you, like, for example, here's some pyramids that look like a mountain, that you can see that they're really actually pyramids. So to the untrained eye, and a lot of it is underwater.
Right.
The civilization ended up underwater. But to the untrained eye, you'll see a bunch of just damn it. Why did they do that? It's switching on me.
Wrong one,
to the untrained eye, you'll just see mounds of rocks and dirt and think whatever. But when you start to study, like go to on Facebook, they have mountains are melted brick buildings, or meltology. They call it meltology because there's a lot of little details you have to develop the eye to pick up, so you can start to see what to look for, and then you're going to be a pro at understanding what you're really looking at. You're looking at a pocket of survival. The mountain is all around it. Why is there a little bit of building in there in the middle of a mountain? And yet they didn't. There's amazing pockets of survival. A mountain inside of a building.
So to you, it makes more sense that there was a building there and then it caught on fire and became a mountain, rather than somebody carved a building into a mountain?
No,
that's what I'm kind of mistaken. I don't really get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You have to study it, because you're going to start to like they left little pieces and clues, like the leaning tower of Pisa. It started to melt. Everything got melted. This whole plane was destroyed. Look at this. See the destruction? That was like a temple.
Yeah, that looks like it. That one does. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, like I said, that my only issue with it is, again, I just don't know why we don't just say, oh, some buildings are, or that's my only issue with it. And I think other people have the same issue.
You're going to have that issue until you start to study. This is destruction all up in there, and you'll see little pockets of survival.
So that mountain back behind there, the mountains behind that picture, right? You're saying all those were buildings?
All that shit. Before you call me crazy,
I'm not calling you crazy. I just want to know what exactly you're saying, because I don't know why we wouldn't just say some mountains are buildings.
Now look real close at the detail at some of those towers that are still remaining in there, and then it blends right into the mountain. See, it all would have all just melted completely and turned into a complete. But there's a little pocket of survival left. The civilization got destroyed, bro. It's a crazy destruction that happened.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Well, I believe that. I just don't know if I would. I'm not going to go around telling people that all mountains were buildings.
You look at how there's perfect building, and then it turns into a mountain all of a sudden. And on top you see perfect building too, and there's pockets of survival right in there. You don't build like that. That's called the pocket. In other words,
if there was any kind of threat, right, or something, I mean, people know to go underground. There's people building underground bunkers right now.
Let me show you something. You see this?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, let's say that somebody built a bunker inside of a mountain, and then there was some catastrophic event, and after that we find the remnants of the bunker. Are we going to then say that all mountains were originally bunkers?
You see this, right? Now let me show you this. You saw that. This is that melted. Okay. This is that even more melted, just a little bit left in there.
Yeah, I got to study some of that stuff, because that does look true.
And look at that's that melted too.
All right, where are you getting those pictures from?
You gotta just.
Oh, you just gotta find them. I thought you had them in one spot. All right.
Oh, if you go to like the Tartarian meltdown, and that's a good one.
Yeah,
or
I've
when
seen
the
that.
buildings cried, but it takes some time. It took me in like a minute to really become a pro at seeing and understanding what I'm looking at. And then then you become amazed at realizing that what they've done is they've hidden our past from us. They've completely.
Well, no shit.
You know what I mean? Like for real. And so like
For real, yes.
Look at what bricks do when you put heat on it. They go through these different phases, and they break like this, and they bubble. Eventually, they liquefy, and eventually, if you destroy it enough, it'll just be a desert, just a bunch of pulverized dust, and that's all remains of civilizations that used to be there.
Gotcha. Okay, I hate to push you out, but I'm going to.
I know.
I told people I was not going to let people go
I'm
for
sorry
10 minutes.
about that.
That's right. I was doing a couple other things anyway. All right.
Thanks for having
Later,
me.
bro.
All right, peace.
So people can check that out if you want. Let's get Space Audits in here. Space Audits. Your OBS virtual webcam is off.
Yo, what up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're going to tell me, can you summarize what happened with what's his name? What's his explanation?
Yeah, so we kind of went back and forth, and basically, he tried to like reiterate with different examples to express the gradient situation without a container, but everything reverts back to something that requires a container. So,
yes, so he has an explanation. He has an explanation that works for you in the room that we talked about with the physicist.
No.
No, certainly not. No,
But the way that he tries to talk about it, is like it's like very long-winded and like elegant or whatever. But it's like, and then he'll be like, so imagine there's a pipe, right? And then it's like, well, that's a container, buddy. So
right.
And I don't like to like do that to people because like, I just.
No, the other guy, the physicist, he was emailing me and he says, "Oh, by the way, I got all the answers to all those things you had questions about." I'm like, the room with the vacuum box? He's like, yeah, I got it. I modeled it out and everything. I'm like, okay. So he's like, oh, I was like, tell me. He's like, oh, no, I'll just show you. And I come on your show next. I'm like, okay, whatever. See this. How do you model that out? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. Like after I'm done following up with I Can Science That a couple more times, probably going to make a video on it just to get a one final, this is what they're saying, this is what we're saying, because I don't think we can make any progress on it. Because like from his perspective, my bias is too strong to overcome that we need a container. And from our perspective, his bias is too strong that they don't need a container, So.
Well, I guess I don't see the need of a container in that argument, though. What am I missing?
So they say that the pressure gradient, like they'll refer to a mountain, like how the pressure, fades out, and they say that doesn't require a container, and therefore the vacuum of space can exist next to that pressure gradient. But my question was, why wouldn't the lower pressure system of space just keep absorbing that pressure gradient down to nothing, right? Because then the surface of Earth would just be the low pressure system of space.
The only way I could see that being the case is if gravity did in fact hold the atmosphere to the Earth, right? Then it would make sense to me. But we can prove that wrong with the box example. So that's where I'm confused as to how they're going to get away with answering that, because I don't think there is an answer.
Oh yeah, no, there is none. The ways that he talks about it like is kind of like around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is bad for them because it means
it's pretty devastating, to see it unfold. It was a big wake up call for me when I talked to him a year ago. I showed you the clip where they were like talking about a bag of potato chips, and it's just like, all right, well, that's
all right. I'm going to start your clock, and then I'll let everybody know what we're talking about that we after this 3 minutes. So go ahead, floor's yours.
Okay, so I'm going to send you a message here. Paste bin link.
Here in the chat.
It's on Telegram.
Oh, Telegram. Where's my Telegram at? Here. Okay. And you sent it on here. Hold on, I gotta move all this stuff out of the way. Okay, where are you at here? Oh, there we go. And all right, so go to the paste bin.
Yep.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, so the first link is to a paper that I'm gonna have a video out on probably later tonight or tomorrow. It's basically, you know how we're always told about like redshifts are it's like a big proof of general relativity and the Big Bang Theory and all that.
You're talking about the paper that says redshift interpret that one PDF?
Yeah.
Okay. I got that on screen now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this guy goes over redshifts and the problems with them that they just kind of ignore or like, only focus on to promote, what they want.
Absolutely.
With their theories that are all in alignment.
I mean, imagine that we're finding out now that redshift and stuff like that is not evidence of the universe expanding. Unbelievable.
Dude, and this is from a dude he's from the Department of Physics at some university and all that. So it's from someone from their paradigm,
Right.
And he's basically making the same arguments as I'm reading it. I'm like, bro, are you a flat earther? Like, he's basically saying the same things we're saying, and it's like when we say them, we're crazy. But like this dude's literally breaking down how all these interpretations are catered to the Big Bang Theory specifically. And he even talks about how how they invoke dark matter and dark energy,
of course,
to explain things. Like he makes that argument too, and it's like super valid, obviously. But when we say it, we're not
we're crazy, all right?
We're not qualified to make that decision. So anyway, so when going through this paper, I came across this thing called the Ives-Stilwell experiment, and that's in the pastebin links as well. There's 2 papers to that, which I'm going over. I'm probably going to do a video on that after I go through everything. But basically what happened here.
So which one you want me to go to, the YouTube channel or what are you talking
about? Yeah, you can go to the YouTube channel first.
Okay.
Because that was pretty interesting. So I stumbled on this guy's video about it. This is just some gravy about the whole situation.
Do you want me to put these links in my Telegram?
Yeah, if you can.
Yep. They'll be at t.me/Jeranism links. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, you don't have to play the video, but that's just have something on screen.
This is the guy.
Oh no,
okay.
That's a different guy. But gotcha. I'll get to him at the end. So anyway, the Ives-Stilwell experiment thing. This guy invented a way to detect, a certain type of redshift, transverse redshifts or whatever, without the conditions that are required by special relativity. And special relativity does predict that this redshift would look a certain way or whatever, like the frequency would match a certain way. And the thing that this Ives guy reproduced made it match, but he didn't do it within the confines of how it's predicted in special relativity. But they turn around and use that as proof for special relativity and all that. But the way that he, describes it as not proof for special relativity, they say, "Oh, it's too small of a measurement. You didn't detect anything, buddy. Like, relax." Right. And this guy was like, he holds like 100 patents. He's super smart. He was like the head of everything for General Electric and Bell and all that stuff. So he probably knows what he's talking about, but they could just hijack his experiment and claim that it's proof of special relativity. So I'm going to be going over that once I get sorted through all that.
I really think you should also set up a Telegram channel. I'm actually encouraging people to do that. Another guy who's doing good work, but he's like, oh, what I've been doing lately is I've been doing a YouTube video live, and then I take it down right after because I'm talking about things that are not allowed. So I'm like, are you saving those videos? Put them up at Telegram. Telegram is unlimited video storage for free. So create a channel, put all the videos that you do, all this work that you do, all the links that you do. You can always go back. You can always search it. It's really
that's
pretty fantastic.
A good call.
Pretty fantastic.
I just got new internet too, so I'll be able to upload more stuff quickly without that big inconvenience hurdle. So I'll probably look into that.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Anything else you want me to show you real quick, or?
Nope. Just at the end of the pastebin link is a link to my channel, and
okay, all that stuff is at t.me/Jeranism links. If you want to go there, you can get all those links, and then also to Alan's channel.
Yep, and I think that was about it. And I just wanted to say thanks for this platform that you came up with. It's been great, man.
Awesome. Glad that you're enjoying it.
It's cool to get involved, and I've got some great comments and stuff on the videos.
All right. Yeah, because it was something that never happened to me that I was like, it would have been nice when I got started at YouTube. Somebody would have come along and just had a big channel and said like, oh, do you want to come speak for 3 minutes? And I would have been able to go there and say, I think the Earth's flat. I think we're being lied to about this, that, the other, and then let people decide if they want to come check out the channel. Because I know how hard it is when you're getting 8, 10, 15 views, that's hard to share that your work, right? It takes time.
Yeah.
I think it was like a whole year till I had 3,000 or 4,000 subs. So I get it.
Yeah, it's been dope, man. So I encourage other people to get involved. It's been a lot of fun.
All right,
and
sounds good.
You feel good spreading the message. All right, see you, man. Have a good show.
You too. Let's move it on to the next guest. We've got Peter Parker in the house. What's up, Peter?
Hey, Jaron, how are you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Thank you for bringing me on your show.
Yeah.
This wasn't why I called in initially, but I wanted to make a comment on what the guy Sacred Knowledge was talking about.
Okay.
So what do you think causes earthquakes?
I would think it has something to do with extracting oil from the ground. I think that now could some of them be caused by us or frequency? Yeah. So that's where it gets into. It's hard to make that claim, but I do think that the Earth needs to settle every once in a while. There's lots of pockets underneath the ground. Things kind of move, and if you take away the lubricant, which is that oil, then you're creating a problem, and then it has to shift and kind of shake into place. That's kind of my opinion without knowing too much about it. Certainly not what we're told.
Okay. I mean, what I think causes them, if you've looked at enough of these videos or these pictures of these melted buildings, you start to see that buildings are built on top of one another. Like you'll see the previous building below,
yeah,
and then another building built right on top of it. So what sort of made sense to me in my head is, well, if there's all these buildings built one on top of another, something slips down there, it's going to cause like a big reaction, right?
The problem is if you've been in one, have you been in a good earthquake?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I was,
San Francisco.
Yeah, I was in the San Francisco one, and I mean, it moves half of California, right? I mean, from way north of the Bay to all the way down San Luis Obispo. So that's not just some buildings on top of some buildings, and they move, and then everything moves. That's a ton of fucking land. That's 600 miles, 500 miles of land. That's all moving, shake, and it's not just like it crumbles into place or anything. It's like a shake. It's definitely more massive. I mean, it's like there has to be more causal agents than I think just like the settling of a couple buildings. But I don't, it's that's a huge reaching event,
Agreed. All right. Well, that was an interesting idea that you put forth. So the main reason that I called in, I finally gave in and published a video on YouTube.
Nice. Gave in.
Because I felt that I have some of this information that just it doesn't seem that anybody else is talking about.
That's what this is for.
I felt like it was so important. It was like really important to get it out. And to a lot of people, this idea is just going to be weird, and they might just
turn the show off. But that's right. We're used to it.
But that's okay, since it's for the open-minded people. Essentially, what the concept is that you are able to open a line of communication with I don't know what to call it exactly, like infinite intelligence or the higher self.
No, you only can say the Our Father and pray the Our Father.
I don't know. I'm not. Well, first of all, let me say I'm not religious in any way. I've never had any religious beliefs whatsoever.
Okay.
But I didn't get this idea. I got it from somewhere else.
Okay.
And essentially, all you need to do is agree to some sort of system. It could be like a twitch on your arm or your finger, or like a tingling sensation in a certain part of your body means yes, and another part means no. So I get you what people are probably thinking now that it sounds crazy, but I have done this, and the times that you get the answer like immediately is kind of eerie even.
Okay.
And
so there's no really prescribed way to do it, or do you want to explain how to do it real quick?
You can set it up in any way you want. I mean, it's up to you. But like you just ask questions. You're not always going to get an answer. You have to believe it's possible, for one.
That's always important.
Yeah, and then also like you have to be very clear about what you're asking, because you don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
and you might end up like asking a question that they like. If you got an answer yes or no, it's too ambiguous, and they wait, so you won't get an answer because they want to confuse you. But anyways, yeah, that's it basically.
Okay, and it's better than the Magic 8-Ball because that's what I go to for all my questions.
I don't know.
It's equal footing with the Magic 8-Ball.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I told you from the start, it's going to sound crazy, but I mean, I got the idea from somewhere else. Somebody else has been doing it for a long time. Tried it, got a number of different answers, and sometimes it's instant. So I mean,
is there somewhere people can go to look into this at all, or you just post it on your channel?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. It's the first video. I've never posted anything.
And what's the channel name?
Reverse Indoctrination.
Okay, that's the channel name. I like it.
Yeah, because we have to reverse all this indoctrination on these people.
It's going to be tough. Yeah, I know. And when you start, though, it kind of starts to crumble like a snowball, which is good.
We'll see. I don't know. This first video that I'm putting up so far out there may alienate a lot of people, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yep, I think you got to be true to yourself. Be true to what you believe and what you're looking into, and then let it fall where it falls.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
All right. That's it. Peace. All right, we've got Jonathan Carroll up next. Jonathan, welcome to the show. You're on mute. Now you're not. Sorry about that. That's the other guy's time's ending. There you go. Now you're on the show. Jonathan Carroll.
Howdy.
What up, Jonathan? How are you?
Doing all right, my man. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. You are looking pretty dark right there.
Good. I shows my video on my side. It's not much to look at, so.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for it.
It's fine. It's all about the speaking, right?
Yeah, I don't like really looking at anybody, to be honest with you. So go ahead.
You know, right? We're talking about things beyond the flesh, aren't we?
I hope so.
At the end of the day. Yeah. Well, I gotta say off bat, I appreciate all the content that you've put out over the years. I've kind of been following you since day one. Not subscribed or anything, but just always know you there and catch you up on some information. You've always been pretty dedicated to what you're trying to show, and unlike a lot of other content creators out there in the same content realm, you're pretty darn true to yourself, and you go after a very logical state of terms, so to speak. But yeah, I wanted to get to what I wanted to present. You did a video recently of YHVH worship.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of things in this community where we've learned that the mainstream line of knowledge, so to speak, is completely misdirected, made up, complete bullshit. Sorry if I can't say that. Just
we're late night. Say whatever you want.
But just wrong. And we've come, and we've come to find out that it's wrong. It's erroneous. Just by simple investigation into what's actually out there to see for your own eyes, and that you can grasp. You know. And so there's a lot of things that come up with. Like for instance, the name Yahweh, in regards to modern archaeology and other things. And if it's gonna, and here's a, if it's gonna be like a real investigation into the truth and whatnot, and to take things as they are, it's beyond an investigation of just what a man has to say about it, Now, I mean, if Yahweh is the true name of, the Heavenly Father, the Creator, whatnot, we'd have evidence of it somewhere. Not just like in writing or anything, but like, within you yourself being the creation, you're the earth walking around technically. And, not many people know, but your breath, when you breathe, your inhale and exhale, literally is when someone hyperventilates, they know the name or not, they're speaking that name. There's a pattern that works in this whole thing. We've come to find out, for a fact, that's Earth, atmosphere, and eternity. That's literally the
say it again. What you said?
The
Earth's atmosphere is what? I didn't hear what you said. Earth's atmosphere. What about it?
Huh? Earth, atmosphere, eternity. Earth, atmosphere, eternity. It's in a representation of blood, water, spirit. See, most conception of the scripture, even Genesis itself, most people don't know that the book of Genesis is the vision given to Moses atop Mount Sinai. And Moses had two visions atop Mount Sinai. One was for 7 days and one was for 33 days. So a total of 40 days. And just like a child being in the womb for 40 weeks or 10 months, right? Out came the tabernacle, which was made in a pattern of heavenly things, as it's written. It wasn't just something they threw together or pulled in from. It came from a vision. That's why you have the first chapter of Genesis, and it says, "In the first day, and the morning and the night were the first day, and the morning and the night were the second day." And it wasn't actual days; they were days of a vision. And Moses is recounting what happened in each day of each vision. And the first day, it was darkness, and Yahweh said, "Let there be light," or Elohim said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And that's because Moses' mind was in a state of darkness, and he was given understanding. And most people think there's a different account between Adam and Eve in the first chapter and the second chapter, and it's not. It's because the woman was within the man. The Adam was created in the likeness and image of Elohim. There was no sexual organs. The woman was within the man, and that's how come.
So where do you
go
get
to the original
there's
Hebrew
no
in the second chapter? It says womb.
Is that where it says there's no sexual organs? Where'd you get that from?
If you go to the Hebrew of Genesis, because we actually have the original Hebrew version, unlike the Greek with the New Testament and whatnot. We don't have the original Hebrew versions of that, but we have the original versions of the Hebrew in the Old Testament, so to speak. And in the second chapter, it doesn't just say the rib was taken out of Adam. It says the rib and the womb were taken out of Adam, and womb man was created. See, all of humankind, everybody's a man. Every man, woman, and child, so to speak, every female, male, young person is a man, technically. We're all part of humanity. We're part of mankind. We're a human, a man of many different colors. And that's what we are. Now you have a womb man, which is a man with a womb. See the separation? And you have female and male.
Yes, but we're actually
that's just participation.
Don't they say that we're actually all female to begin? I believe that now again that could be wrong. I don't have
that one.
I don't know that to be a fact. That's what they say.
No. No, so the idea with that one is when the Messiah, when the believers are called the bride of the Messiah. And that is, there's no.
I'm talking about something different. I'm more talking about biology.
Apostles are talking about.
All right, so where can people find you? I got to move on. That's
you're talking about
what?
No problem.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, no,
I was saying you were talking about primordial. You're talking beforehand. The reason I brought up the Messiah is because as it was in the beginning, is the ending. So it's like whatever's going on there is going on at the same time before.
So let me ask you this: are you hoping for the
Adam and?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying, and then I'll give my.
I'm not hoping for.
Are you hoping for?
I was saying that.
Oh, Jesus. Go ahead. Go. You go.
Okay, sorry. I was saying that Adam and Eve didn't disobey. Adam willingly ate of the fruit to fall for his bride, the same way Yahshua willingly got on the cross to fall for his bride. So it's a representation of one in the beginning as it is in the ending. That's just the way it is,
Okay.
But am I hoping for?
Well, I believe that we could. I mean, you could read into anything like that. I mean, that's the thing, is that it allows you to go in different directions. It allows you to think of different things. I'm not saying it's not useful, but as far as saying it is some sort of instruction manual or a written by God, the Yahweh thing being the breath. Well, I mean, you could say that about Hee-Haw. If his name was Hee-Haw, you could say, oh, it's the sound of our breath. Or if it's think of all the 2-syllable sounds that sounds like breathing in and breathing out. So I don't think that God would name himself breathing in and breathing out. So I don't think that's evidence of anything, just personally. But my question to you is: are you hoping for the demise of the world? Are you hoping that the?
Am I hoping for the demise of the world? No, no. No, see, that's a common misconception with the scripture. See, the apostles testify that the Messiah has come, not that he's going to come.
Okay,
see, the Messiah is alive and well in you.
Do you
the
realize
Holy
though,
Spirit's
that
in every man, woman, and child?
Do you realize though that the Jews think that the Messiah is yet to come, and they think that the United States needs to be destroyed before it does? So,
that's whatever they want to believe. There's no more Jew inwardly or Jew outwardly. There's only one Jew inwardly, not one outwardly.
There's only one Jew inwardly. There's not one outwardly. Yes, like a Zionist is a Jew.
Yes.
Okay, so those people who basically
no. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're only a Jew in the spirit, not one in the flesh. There's the circumcision of the flesh doesn't count any longer. When the Messiah was on the cross, that's when the world ended. See, we're already in a whole different age. That's how come the entire world is already in a sort of a spiritual state of mind. And if you go back and you read poetry and certain things,
yeah. So what are you saying about the Bible?
2,000 years ago,
is the Bible created by God? Is it written by God? Is it intended for us to read and understand? Because what you're saying isn't what the Bible says. Nobody in the Bible doesn't say Jesus has already come back. The Bible tells us a story that Jesus says he's going to come back. He's going to be here,
and he did after he resurrected. He was walking around and said he would come back, and he resurrected and walked around for 40 days. He came back.
So what is?
And then he ascended.
So what is Revelation?
And it says on the day of Pentecost that the Holy Spirit was poured out on all flesh.
So what is Revelation then? The book.
Revelation is the same as Genesis. See, Genesis was a vision given to Moses, and Revelation is a vision given to John on the Isle of Patmos. Revelation is the spiritual understanding of the physical sight or vision that Moses was shown. Just like you have in Revelation where it says, and the woman was travailing and birth 12 stars above her head, and the dragon awaiting to consume the child. Well, the first child born was Cain, and he was consumed by the devil. He was the first murderer.
Yeah, but that's a astrological.
That's all it is. It's a confirmation of what was shown in the beginning. It's shown in the stars as well, of course.
All right.
The stars are put there to show the signs of the time.
Yeah, but that comes around all the time. So it's not like any sign of like a
exactly.
time to come.
It's a repeat.
It's a recycling. Okay, gotcha. All right, I gotta let you go.
Every day you see the sun. You see the sun rise and get buried and rise again. Every day is a testament to a death, burial, and resurrection. Mm-hmm. Every day in your life is a testament to a death, burial, and resurrection. Personally, too.
I agree with all those things. So that's why I think that the book is packed with hidden information, hidden knowledge, Gnostic information. And it takes time and study to read, but there's many people who believe it literally and are believing that Jesus is going to come back and kill all his enemies. And then you've got
that's
okay. Just making sure. Yeah, that's
that's not in the scripture. That's not in the scripture. Like I grew up as a Baptist Christian. I'm not saying I'm still a Baptist or a Christian.
Right.
I'm just simply saying I understand the Christian theology, and that's not in the scripture.
But it's in
There's
Revelation.
verses that people can use to allude to that, but you have to ignore a whole lot else.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is like that, and that's why one of the things I wish people would stop doing is the quoting of the Bible with like verses. Because think of how long the Bible is. I mean, literally, you could have anything have happened in life, and you could find some quote that looks good to put somewhere. It doesn't make it like, oh, well, then if that's what.
I completely agree with you, Jaron. This is not a Bible quote and scripture reading contest. That doesn't give any person understanding. Anybody can pick up a book and quote it and whatnot.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. Even the Messiah said, "You read the scripture and think you have eternal life, but there they would speak of me." You know, it has nothing to do with.
You've heard it said, but I say to you.
Yeah.
Right. He's changing up. All right. I gotta let you go. Have a good one. Let's go with Sergey. Get that right?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Good. You, Sergey?
Hey, yeah, I wanted to basically.
Let me just tell everybody real quick before I start the clock. So if you want to join the show, it's tinyurl.com/cornerism. That will get you onto the screen like Sergey is here, or you can text if you want 888-698-FLAT. When we run out of people on the show, then I'll go over to the text, and that will be the end. So let me kick him real quick. All right, go ahead, Sergey.
Yeah, I'm not used to being put on the spot like this.
You're on the spot. Ready right now? Yep. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. I'm just I got that one guy before the last caller. I wanted to comment on him, but Okay, I just made a video a few years ago that I just wanted you to play. It's like 2 minutes.
We can do that.
Me,
you have a link to
I
it?
don't make a lot of YouTube videos. Yeah, it's a YouTube video that I'll just put it in the chat.
Cool.
But it's I just wanted to tell you, like, there is a couple of my small assumptions in there.
Okay.
But it's something that I figured out about where the North Pole is and how they hide it. And I'm going to show the Urbano Monte and the Gleason's map.
Okay.
I'm going to compare them and show how they compare. But also,
and just so you know, your mic has really got some short in it or something.
Oh, sorry, is that better?
Just every once in a while has a little click. It probably bothers the people at home more than me. But go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
It's I just wanted to say something about how, because with you and Witsit and how you guys were talking about the ether and how I've been figuring out how some of that stuff works with even with those like mediums and stuff like that. Whoops. And then with that other guy saying how he can figure out weird things or can make them tingle and he can talk about it and things like that.
Right.
It makes that all confirms this theory of exactly how it's based off of the Book of Enoch, where it says that all of the spirit or all of the Nephilim that were the children of the fallen angels, that were like the half human, the satyrs, the half bull, like all those weird creatures that were created after the angels, if you believe in that. Like, to me, I started realizing it's probably true with all of the statues and what the Book of Enoch says. And it says that God didn't create a place for the spirit of those things to go. And with like what we've been learning about auras and like even like maybe you can make a filter or glasses so you can see auras and stuff, or with the camera they can see them, where if these auras, because in the Book of Enoch it says because there was no place for these spirits to go, they would wander the earth forever and be known as evil spirits and demons on the earth. So if you have these aura glasses or these aura cameras, you might see these giants or all these creatures walking around, but their auras are still here, but their bodies are gone. So that's why there's entities that roam the earth. They know everything about you, your grandparents, your ancestors, and everything about you. And they have personalities, like they could like you, they could hate you, they could things like that. And then they could also mess with you. And like that guy said, he can ask just like the ether or something, and then he can get a reply. And that's what the mediums are. They contact these entities that are in the ether, but they don't have a way to communicate with us. So these things like the Ouija board and all these medium type things that can send you stuff, and it's like acting as like a typewriter from the ether, almost like it's people that are like more sensitive or something. But yeah, I'll just put that link in the chat. But these are two different subjects. I didn't want to go too long into it. I just wanted to do a quick 2-minute thing that I was kind of pondering on.
Sure. All right, give me the link and I will play it. And appreciate the call.
Just my speculation, but yeah,
this one here.
Right there is the link in the chat.
Okay, I'll play it, and then thanks for calling in.
I want to make it
Whoops,
quick.
let me stop this.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, there. Okay, we'll be right back with the next person. Let me play this. Let's turn that off. All right, let's go with this one here, and let's listen. Oh, your video is the wrong size. Hold on 1 second. People aren't gonna be able to see it. This one, shoot. Hold on, I have to shrink it a little bit because it's not fitting. Let's go down like that and down like this. All right. Here we go. Here's the video. The channel name is Sergey. Oh boy. Narivonchik. And he's got this video called How They Hide the Islands of the North on Maps. We're going to expand this. And here you go. Let's enjoy.
Okay, I want to make a quick shitty cell phone video of my computer screen. Just showing how I think they're hiding the islands from the north, or of the North Pole that are on the old maps, and basically how magnetic north is, if you look at the old maps, is toward the tip of Greenland, and the 4 islands where they are, like here on this old Urbano Monte map from 15 something, shows how this is Canada, and then the 4 islands, and then basically the magnetic north is up here, and they say it travels toward the east and north, so it's kind of spiraling in this way, I guess. And I don't know, over 500 years it might be, where on the Gleason's map here, it's basically on the point of Greenland, and if you kind of think of Greenland as a pickle and you cut it in half, and the point of your blade would be pointing to all these islands where Devon Island is, where they're doing the fake Mars missions and all that. But if you look, that's exactly where these 4 islands are. If you take this as this is Greenland, it says Greenland, and if you cut it off in half like a pickle, your knife would be pointing directly at those islands that are broken up in northern Canada. So yeah.
Wow.
Makes more sense why they call it North America. Or I think in the old books, this would have actually been the land of the north, because it's actually kind of closer to this side, it seems, on some maps. This one not so much, I guess. But yeah, and this makes sense why magnetic, where all of this would be the point under the North Star, and then this is where all the compasses point to. Now it makes sense why there's 2 North Poles.
All right, that's how they hide the islands of the north. I like the idea. I'm looking at Google Earth right now as we speak, because I'm just looking at those islands.
Hey guys, it's Matt.
Looking at those islands and kind of getting an idea for what he's saying. And I'm wondering if magnetic declination ties into that. Although that guy who did the sailboat race, I believe he's going to be on Taboo Conspiracy did a video about him, and he's going to be on Globebuster soon. But he says that magnetic declination doesn't exist. It is all meant to hide the shape of the Earth. Let's go to our next caller. I believe we've got a longtime friend, Jazz Sinclair. How are you, my friend?
What's up, buddy? Boy.
What's up? How you been?
Am I on? I mean, I can hear.
You're as on as you'll ever be. If you're hearing an echo, you need to probably use headphones. But
mute that damn thing. Hey, Jaron.
There you go. Yeah. You also have the show off. That's also important.
I'm sorry. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. It's Jesus again. How's it going?
Hello, Jesus. Thanks for calling in.
Listen, I have a question.
Yeah.
From a million years ago.
Sure.
And this is for everybody. If clouds really are made of water vapor,
yes.
I mean, this is a stupid thing to say, but you know what the hell? If they're made of water vapor, really, where are the rainbows all over the sky? From every angle, no matter where you are, there should be rainbows everywhere. And we see none, absolutely none. And I find that absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to write that one down and ask some people, because now you stumped me.
Well, it's that is a problem. You know, that's a problem. It seems to be only here on the actual ground where we see rainbows from one to the other. We don't see them in the clouds in the sky from one to the other, and we should. Jaron, we should see them everywhere.
You know, it's funny. The other day I was out with my wife and we were looking at the sunset. Sun was setting.
Wait a minute. You have a wife?
Yes, you know her quite well. So we're looking out the clouds, and like the sun is like shining bright. It's like doing one of those kind of crepuscular rays up into the sky, down low. Yeah. And then there's just this cloud that completely blocks the sun. I'm like, it must suck to be the sun. Travel for 93 million miles, and then you hit a little fucking cloud, and you're like, nah, I can't go past that.
Damn cloud, you can't see it.
I'm not going to go past that. I'm just going to end right here.
It just pisses me off. I can't get through this stupid cloud.
It was fucking right there. It was like black.
I wanted to shine on Jazz, and I couldn't. But here's another thing, and this is very odd. I'm only going to take another second.
Oh, thank you. Starting the clock.
Well, you're very welcome.
We have nobody waiting. If you want to get in line, tinyurl.com/cornerism. Do it now, or else we'll go to text.
Darren, you know how it snows, and it snows like at once, and there's dust, snow everywhere, you know, like 1 inch everywhere, evenly.
Well, let me tell you how spoiled I am of being a California guy. I don't know a lot about snow. Let's just put it that way. Go ahead.
I know.
Tell me about snow, though.
You'll understand this.
Okay, it's 1 inch everywhere.
Okay. But it's perfectly distributed evenly everywhere. Right? Now,
yes.
What the hell is dust? Because if you look every day, I mean, pretty much every day, it is evenly distributed as if it's new fallen snow. I mean, it's not like, they tell you it's human, it's particles of nonsense. It would be piles of it. It's perfectly distributed as one layer everywhere. and that there's no difference. It's distributed perfectly, as if it was new fallen snow. And
yeah,
then,
you mean perfectly like if you had a flat countertop or something, you're saying the dust would be everywhere equally on the countertop, not as in like maybe behind a picture frame would have less dust than in front of the picture frame, something like that.
If you dusted everything at once and everything was perfectly clean, the dust would land perfectly evenly.
Okay, gotcha.
As it does everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that led me to a bizarre thought, which was, what the hell is dust? And we know it's highly electromagnetic, right? So is dust, in fact, the ether we're walking through? I mean, do we communicate through dust? What the hell is it?
I don't know that.
Just a weird thought for the jazz man.
I like it. That's why we used to listen to you.
Man.
Are you not doing any videos from your car anymore?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'll start up again. I took a couple of years off, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of people have. I know the community got a little bit wacko.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to it, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be on with you, I assume, shortly. I'll let you know. And in the meantime, have fun, brother.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, text me and we'll set up a time.
Take care, man.
Peace.
Bye.
All right. That was Jazz Sinclair. Used to do videos from his car. Quite a good time. Back in the days, let me bring this up here for a second first. And let me bring this over here. So we do have a opening. I'm going to show you two. Well, let me go to text first. See what the text got to say. And then we'll be back. So if you want to text, you can. I don't have the phone number on the screen anymore. Forget about the clock counting down too. Can I reset that like this? Oh yeah. Sweet. Stop. Okay. Let's go see what's going on with the text messages. Let me refresh this. And all right. So we've got Angela. I think that was from last time. Yeah, this is Angela. Just a reminder, it's time for harvest. I'm canning today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Angela Baby Carson. I homestead, rescue small animals, and spit truth. Jaren is the king. Much love, all. Thank you, Angela. We have the next person from the 959 says, Jaren, I have a 1957 copy of the Library of Congress book. It states that Earth is a pseudosphere. I also have been looking through Bill Cooper stuff, and on an episode of The Hour of the Time titled Mormonism, he mentions the day that John Smith was murdered, and in the next breath he says that this was the worst thing they could have ever done, as they had now created a martyr. That he continues to say, we all know what happens with the creation of martyrs. Then he continues that if they would have been thinking along those lines, they would have never jailed Nelson Mandela, causing a set of circumstances that would have achieved the results that occurred in South Africa. I'm not agreeing with the Mandela effect, but could he have meant jailing Mandela was martyrdom? One more thing, you guys have been talking about the ether, but there is a quote by Tesla saying that if it is static, then it is not a big deal, but if kinetic, then everything changes. This is above my head, but kick it to Bob and Austin. It took me an hour to text this, so I'm technologically handicapped. I hope it didn't take you an hour. That's a long time to text. But thank you for the message, and I'm going to write that down because I do think I'll pass that along. Kinetic causes problems if static, okay. And yeah, there's so many people on YouTube everywhere that tell you what you have to believe. It's insane to me. These jackasses who think they're right about everything, and they're clearly not. And it's just dumb to think you can tell other human beings what to believe. In fact, people who get into the truth movement get there and realize, oh, finally I can breathe. I don't have to go by dogma. I don't have to have preconceived notions or beliefs about things that I didn't even come to on my own. So that's a very nice feeling. So then when you get here and you've got people saying, oh, nope, you have to believe this, or this is the only place truth comes from, or you have to believe what I say or else we're going to continue. I mean, it's ridiculous. Imagine you've got people like me and Austin and others trying to figure things out. So you have to sometimes spitball. And then you've got other people out there like, how dare you ever spitball? You can't even you can only speak about these things, which are, it's just dumb. It's dumb and not worth the time anymore. So those people just don't get a mention. 360 says, would you consider making a video reacting to a compilation of Brenda's lies? Call it Kill Shill, metaphorically speaking. No cake for Susan. Would I consider making a video reacting to a compilation of Brenda's lies? I'll watch that video, but I have not seen it. Do you have it? Let's, by the way, let's bring this up real quick. I want to make sure people see this. It's very important that we keep track with who's been banned on the show, because we don't want banned people here. So here's the big list of people currently banned from this very show. Let's see here. We've got the banned list and Brenda. So maybe one day this will fill up. Maybe it'll just stay at the one person. So Brenda. But I would consider lots of things. Yes, I don't know. Would you consider making a video? Oh, it says metaphorically speaking. Oh, well, I don't know. Would I consider? I mean, I heard Brenda call into Dave Farina was on with some other guy from the podcast. It was so disgusting. Just, we have mental problems. It's a mental issue that we see things in 2D. I mean, how dumb does somebody have? Nobody sees anything in 2D. Nobody thinks the earth is 2D. That's how dumb you guys are. Okay, that's how dumb you guys are. And Brenda's banned because she told lies about me. First, she comes in a week telling me that people have 5 foot, 6 foot arms, that's possible. And then the following week, I thought she called to apologize. And instead, he doubled down and said, I'm the one who said that people have 5 foot arms. So that's when you get the old kick in the boot or boot in the ass. You're out of here. All right, let's go with the next one. We've got, let me take that off screen. We'll update this list right now. We've got one. We got one. And it's pretty hard to get banned from the show, I would say. Got to be pretty much a dirtbag. We've got from the 647, 1099A, all the proof you're looking for. You have to sign up to be able to click on the proofs. Go to Legalibus, Legalibus, courses, coupons, proof, diff between what these guys teach and everybody else is they expect pushback in 6M. There will be houses. All right, thank you very much for that. We've got 720 says, do you think that maybe the wandering stars might actually be the light source suns for the extra lands of Earth? That's the Norb theory, right? Or the cosmic egg theory by Martin Kenny, or AKA Copernicus. Our source of light may look like a wandering star if you were standing on one of these extra lands. If so, maybe there could be a way to calculate where these extra lands are. Lastly, perhaps maybe these extra lands are inhabited by extraterrestrials that possess super fast vehicles that fly, whereas they can say they're traveling trillions of light years to other worlds, when in fact they're only traveling 10K miles and can get there in an hour. Therefore, they can push the alien agenda because, look, we can go to their worlds. It's just my speculation. It's a good thought. That would make a lot of sense to me. It would be a good answer to a lot of problems. And that's why I tend to think that they are hiding more land. And I think that this could be like a little pocket of controlled psychopaths. And it sucks that when you're born here, there's nobody who's going to save you. Nobody's going to come in here and grab your hand and say, run with me to the outer lands. So it sucks that we have to kind of deal with it. But we should recognize that this is not the way it should be. And it can't be as designed. And something has gone terribly awry. And so that's why a lot of people go looking for more. And they tell you just a story. They delete everything that's not part of their story. Giants, delete them. Not part of our story. Dinosaurs, definitely 67 million years old. That's part of their story. So I think what people miss is that when we hear things like things are dated, right? So let's say we come up with some test that we can date things. You have to have some marker that is true, or else you're just guesstimating. And if you're just guesstimating and then you base everything off that guesstimate, I mean, imagine how screwed up things could get and how quickly that would happen. Again, they've tested dinosaur bones. They came back at less than 14,000 years old. Now, if you tell somebody that in science, they'll say, wait, we can't test them. I know that according to you, that we can't test dinosaur bones with carbon dating because you've already pre-assumed, you've already made that presupposition that dinosaurs are 67 million years old. There's a problem there. This is the problem with all of science. They pretend like they're not biased when that's all that they are. They have a worldview that is being destroyed. And how long will it take for people to see it? I don't know. The Big Bang is not standing up to any scrutiny. The distances to these stars and planets and these exoplanets and this stupid fucking asteroid mission. I mean, there's nothing. If I saw a chick with 3 tits, I would think that's more likely real and not fake than the asteroid hitting or the craft that we sent to the. I mean, think of how they have to convince people that we've got all this intelligence. I was looking at this. I wonder if I can find it still. I was looking at this Wikipedia page about the. I wonder if I still have it up. Let me check if I can find it real quick. This Wikipedia page about the other craft that crashed. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a. They did this before. They crashed another craft into a. Oh wait, I think I can go to. I think it was also called Dart. Dart. Let me see this real quick. Maybe it wasn't. There was another one that they did before. Let me check this one real quick. We're looking. I'll put it on the screen for you if you want to see what I'm doing at the same time. There we go, and bring you over here. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong. Don't do that. That's the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me go this way, and we'll move this over here. I just hate that going way over there. I got to look way over here. So, why is it like that? Damn it. I don't like looking way over there. All right. So this double asteroid mission here. I thought I saw it on here. Hold on, just check something. So they had a previous one. I'm trying to remember where it went, but I was reading it and it said that they hit it with this thing and then it changed its orbit. Maybe it's right here. Yeah. This might be. Wait, hold on. The European Space Agency had separate plans for called Ada, involving the aim was, however, canceled, replaced with Hera. In June, NASA approved the concept. Isn't this the one that they said they did though? Would have been a separate print space. Oh wait, maybe I went here, and then went. Yes. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I mean, watch how ridiculous it has to. I mean, imagine having the balls to try and tell people that you believe this. I mean, it's. Oh, by the way, I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm almost done. That I've come up with a new word. I think it's brilliant. I think it needs to be used by everybody. The new word is darted. D-A-R-T-E-D. Okay? Somebody who believes that we sent some little craft and it ran into an asteroid and then other crafts were around it taking pictures of it and they got that person is darted. Okay? You can also put mentally in front of it if you want. So, Professor Dave and Simon Dan, who both believe in this stupid mission, they are mentally darted. Okay? So they've also done some testing to see whether that correlates with people being vaccinated or not. 99.8% of people that are vaccinated are also darted, and only 0.0001% of people that are unvaxxed are darted. So that's a crazy connection there. I'm not reading into it too much yet, but it's don't find yourself darted, all right? And it's not considered rude to say or anything because you can't even be born darted. You have to become darted, right? You can't. Nobody's born darted. Everyone's born undarted. And then you just become darted. So I'm going to start using that one a lot. And it'll really help me differentiate between people. Who's darted, who's not. And we'll just go from there. All right, so this deep impact one, let's see what it says here. So it's a NASA probe launched from Cape Canaveral 2005. It was designed to study the interior composition of the comet Tempe by releasing an impactor into the comet. Okay, so at this date on July 4th, the impactor successfully collided with the comet's nucleus. The impact excavated debris from the interior of the nucleus, forming an impact crater. Fantastic. Photographs taken by the spacecraft show that the comet is more dusty, less icy. Great. Let's continue on. I'm looking for, and even the, okay. Where is the part that says what happened to it? Try and find this. When you see this, you're going to laugh. It's like, why would anybody believe this? Maybe it's here. Okay. Let me look for something real quick with the control find. Just because I want to see where I saw this at here. Nope. Whoops, I went too far. Up. Nope. Oh, come on. Where was it? Can I keep reading this? So somewhere in here. And wait. Let me try one more word. I should have saved it. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to talk about it. Where's that here? Yes, this is okay. So this is the picture of the impact, and believe this. I believe it, right? Why would you disagree with this? I mean, this is in space, rocks flying around. in the vacuum, and then we've got cameras out there that look like suitcases that just kind of fly around with solar. It's so fucking ridiculous. If anybody believes this shit. All right, read this thing. So one day after the impact, Marina Bay, a Russian astrologer, sued NASA for $300 million for the impact, which ruined the natural balance of forces in the universe. Her lawyer asked if the public to volunteer and help in the claim by declaring the impact changed the magnetic properties of the comet, and this could have affected the mobile telephony here on Earth. If your phone went down this morning, ask yourself why, and then get in touch with us. On August 9, 2005, the Court of Moscow ruled against Bay, although she did attempt to appeal the case. One Russian physicist said that the impact had no effect on Earth, and the change to the orbit of the comet after the collision was only about 10 centimeters. Okay. So this is insane that anybody would ever believe that our little... Think of what they tell us, that the Earth is this huge, giant ball in space. We're specks of dust. We're so inconsequential. But the little men, the little tiny fleas on that ball Earth have created glass shining, sanding apparatuses, then put them in tubes. Now they can see back in time, and they can also launch crafts into other asteroids and then be able to determine that they affected the orbit by 10 centimeters. That's 4 inches. 4 fucking inches. What the fuck are we doing, allowing these people to do anything? This is the hall monitors from when we were in school. The kids we all laughed at that we thought would never become anything because they just followed directions and got A's on their tests and did all their homework, and we were like, what the fuck's this loser? Now they're wanting us to believe that they're determining that... Did you guys see after the asteroid thing, the people in the NASA headquarters? Not one of those people has had a date in the last 10 years. Not one. And there's a problem. Why are we... Oh, I can't believe that we would ever fall for this shit. It is so funny. And this is not even where I read it. I read it somewhere else. But that was why I looked at millimeters because... Oh, I was looking at millimeters to centimeters. Maybe it's somewhere else. Hold on. Let me 6 centimeters. Because... Oh, just there. I read it somewhere else too. That they said that after we launched this thing, it hit the asteroid or whatever, and then it affected its orbit by 10 centimeters. 4 inches. Think about something in our sky right here, and then the wind, something that affects it by 4 inches. Nobody's going to be able to fucking tell that. But these geniuses with their telescopes and their lab coats, oh, they can figure it out. It's mathematically it's easy. How do you even have a question about it? It's so fucking dumb. I'm sick to my stomach that anybody would ever believe. Why would you believe that? 4 inches? Wow. Goodness gracious. Trying to see if it's also here. 2 space probes. It's so dumb. So I got a pretty funny video coming out probably tomorrow with that. Yeah, somebody's eating darted. I like it. Yeah, no, it's who darted. When somebody comes into a room and they start talking, you're like, what? Who darted? Is it Mary? Mary darted? Mary. Don't dart in here. So anyway, it is it's going to be in the dictionary too. I think it's going to get word of the year. Personally, I would put it as word of the year. And I don't think you can really use the word dart because dart's already in the dictionary. So don't steal that. Just go darted. Either you are darted or undarted, or a person who is not darted, right? And a good majority of people are darted because all they do is they just read this shit and they're like, yeah, whatever they say. And then if you try and question it, well, you can't question science. Those guys know what they're talking about. Oh yeah, I forgot that guy could predict that. They figured out that we changed the orbit of some body in space. So fucking stupid. Like, imagine if somebody tried to say that they figured out that the moon was changing its orbit by 4 fucking inches. Kick them in their 4 inches. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And it's painful that, because once you let these things get too far, right? Here's the problem. You have to stop them before they get too far. And that's really something that we didn't do. Or at least I want to blame parents of like the 80s. But it probably goes back further than that. And I'm sure it's our fault too for still allowing it. When these guys started to make outlandish claims, we should have thought, the moniker, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Extraordinary evidence isn't because they went to school. That's not extraordinary evidence. That's extraordinary evidence for indoctrination. That's not extraordinary evidence for intelligence. Oh, this guy went to astrophysics school. He's an astrophysics. Did he go to space? No? Weird. He hasn't gone and measured things. Oh, he's done the math. Yeah, okay, well, great, but he's using the existing numbers, so he's going to get the answers that you want him to get. We can't allow that to happen anymore. One of the reasons I like Austin is because Austin's somebody, I've been saying for 7 years that atoms don't exist, protons don't exist, and people are like just shocked. Well, how can you say that? What do you mean atoms don't exist? Of course they exist. No, they don't. They're not real things. They're just descriptions, models. I'm not saying they're not useful, but we've been lied to think that these guys are way more than they are. Now, don't get me wrong. Technology is great. Science can be great. But still, when things started to go to Narnia, that's where we should have spoke up. That's where we should have said, hold on, time out. Who can verify that, right? Oh, I want to show you this article real quick because it's one of the funnier things I've seen. This is the kind of shit that I see. I'm like, oh, I can't even believe this goes on in the world. Let's go here and find this. Is it this one? Yeah. Kind of shit that's just classic. Wait, is this the right one? Let me check one other thing. It's not that one. Maybe it's this one. What's on this page? This is from, we could show this too. I mean, this is, oh boy. My goodness. Looking at this stupid DART mission. All right, I'm going to put it over here for you. Okay, so this here was a page that I saw today. Which one are we on? Far one? Hold on. Yes. Apollo landing footage would have been impossible to fake. A film expert explains why. What? The footage from Apollo would be impossible to fake. A film expert explains. So most people just see this. They don't want to read into it, but anybody who's a believer, anybody who's darted is going to certainly see this and be like, oh yeah, then I'm going to believe this. So you go through and you're like, okay, can I just get the reasons? Because I want to know if the moon landing was real. I want to know. So you go through the reasons and it says like claim 1, claim 2, claim 3. I'm like, okay, so this is them coming up with the reasons why. Okay, let's go through each of these claims real quick. Claim 1. The moon landings were filmed in a TV studio. Okay, well, I guess people will claim that. Probably makes more sense than outside. There are 2 different ways of capturing movie images, blah, 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 blah. There's the standard 24. Broadcast television is either 25 or 30, depending on where you are in the world. And if we go along with that idea that the moon landings were taped in a TV studio, then we would expect them to be 30 frames per second, which was the television standard at the time. However, we know that the video from the first moon landing was recorded at 10 frames per second. And what the fuck is wrong with people? You can't say that, well, if it was recorded in a movie studio, clearly they would have the same record rate that we use for movies. And it didn't. So therefore, it's not real. What are you talking about? Wouldn't the people faking it know that? Wouldn't they say, let's not record it at what we would record things in the studio. Instead, record it at what we would record it on the moon. I mean, I cannot believe that this is an article that's allowed to exist. I cannot believe it. They used the Apollo special camera in a studio and then slowed down the footage to make it look like there was less gravity. Okay, what's wrong with that? Go through, it says, at the time of the broadcast, magnetic disc recorders capable of storing slow motion footage could only capture 30 seconds in total for a playback of 90 seconds of slow motion. To capture 143 minutes in slow motion, you'd need to record and store 47 minutes of live action, which simply wasn't possible. What wasn't possible? In 1969, it's not possible to capture 143 minutes of footage? Or recording 47 minutes of live? I don't even get that. What are you talking about? How hard is it to record and then go back and then slow it down? They have the capability to do that, you know. They could have an advanced storage recorder to create slow motion footage. Everyone knows NASA gets the tech way before the public. I don't know anybody who's ever made that claim. He says, well, maybe they did have a super secret extra storage recorder, but one almost 3,000 times the size, more advanced? Doubtful. Yeah, that's true, because we only have computer memory and processing 3 trillion times what they had back then. Or something ridiculous. I don't know what it is. Probably easily over 3,000. Easily. How much memory did the Apollo computer have versus a computer today? I mean, you're talking about probably 1 million times. But this guy's acting like, well, you can't have something 3,000 times more advanced than back then. Doubtful. Well, we do. That's exactly what's happened. They shot it on film and slowed down the film instead. You can have much more film as you like to do this. Then they converted the film to be shown on TV. But shooting it on film would require thousands of feet of film. A typical reel of 35 millimeter film at 20 frames per minute second lasts 11 minutes and is 1,000 foot long. What? I mean, I've never even seen somebody go this direction with, This is why we know. So they're basically stating that you can't fake footage of the moon from somewhere else because of numbers. I'm very confused. It could only have been recorded on the moon? How could you make that claim? But the flag is blowing in the wind and there's no wind on the moon. The wind is clearly blah, blah, blah. It isn't. After the flag is let go, it settles gently and then doesn't move at all. Yeah, I'll show you an Apollo 14 film where the guys get in their little craft and the flag waves for minutes after. But no, these people, they're just going to lie to you. Also, how much wind is there inside a TV studio? Well, probably as much as an air conditioner, you fucking idiot. There's wind in the desert, I'll accept that. But in July, the desert also, I don't think anybody claims that the scenes there were filmed in a desert. There are no heat waves on the moon landing footage, so it wasn't filmed in the desert. And the flag still isn't moving anyway, all right? The flag isn't moving. Your eyes are deceiving you. Believe in what we tell you. Believe the dogma. Believe that we can prove things. Believe in the YHVH is the only answer, and the Bible's all of the truth that there ever was. No other truth exists, just the Bible. Claim number 6, the lighting in the footage clearly comes from a spotlight. The shadows look weird. And claim 7, we all know Stanley Kubrick filmed it. Stanley Kubrick could have been asked to fake the moon landings, but as he was such a perfectionist, he would have insisted on shooting on location. This guy's telling jokes now. It's possible to recreate dinosaurs from mosquitoes the way they did in Jurassic Park. The government's keeping it a secret, and this guy says he gives up. I would give up. I would give up at writing articles all freaking together, because that thing is garbage. I cannot believe people, like, I can't imagine writing that and not having to take a shower after. Like, oh, I feel gross. I just completely mucked this whole thing up. So I'm going to play this one tomorrow because that's pretty fun. We'll do that tomorrow. Jeranism show tomorrow. Don't you miss it. And I can keep talking like this and then get the, no, I don't have it in time. Sorry, I'm just going to play sound effect. Not in time. All right, I get your calls. 1 second. I hear you. I just wanted to get that in. And then was that it? Yes. By the way, the guy that called earlier, people should look into whether even Moses was a historical character. Okay? Because Moses is missing from a lot of the history that you would think he would be involved in. And then people will always come with the one response, which is, well, Jaron, even mainstream historians don't question his historicity. Well, the reason they don't is because if they question his, then basically all of their characters from history have to be questioned. Okay? Because, so science is like taking the trade-off. Like they want to tell us about Aristophanes, they want to tell us about Herodotus, they want to tell us about Plato and all. Okay, so the problem with that is they all have very little evidence to prove that they existed. They're just a story written after a story. Okay, so we count that one thing as being proof. So with Moses, they can't say then, well, he's only in the Bible. And so, because then people would say, yeah, well, this guy's only in that, and this guy's only in that. And then they would lose all of their characters. So they just leave him alone. But he should have been found. There's no even Egyptian writings that state that the Hebrews were ever slaves there. So the Exodus story is probably questionable. Again, look at that yourself. I'm not telling you what to believe. You can believe whatever you want. I think that that the more I look into this, the more I see the scam going on by certain people who have made it so that you either worship their God, the terrible, wicked, demented, jealous, vindictive God of the Hebrews, who goes around and makes ways for these guys to kill entire genocide, just entire groups of people. Okay, he helps them kill them, and then tells them to keep the women and children for themselves and stuff like that. So that God's pretty cool, right? I mean, just like, go kill all those people, keep the women and children for yourself, have fun. So that God who has a favorite people, who has promised his favorite people a bunch of things, and that they are his chosen ones, and they act a certain way because of it, okay? Now they've convinced you to worship their God or the person that they hung on a cross, okay? That you have a choice. You can worship YHVH or you can pray through Jesus, who the Jews killed. So, and they also think their Messiah is coming back, and the Messiah can't return until Edom falls, which is America. So there is a group actively participating in the demise of the United States because it's required. And I've got a bunch of Christians in this world that want to laugh and joke at me like I'm some sort of idiot because they believe in a book that was written by the Jews, and now they're following the predictions, the prophecies, if you will, to the demise of their own country. And they tell people, you can't, Look at this guy, Jaron. He wants to change the world. You can't change the world, guys. The world's it's fallen. It's a fallen world. We were born sinners, and it will never be better until Jesus comes back. Fuck that. Fuck that. God is not impressed with anybody sitting around doing nothing because they think somebody's going to come save them. What a pussy move. All right, let's go to the phones. Let's go back. We've got Dino. I told you dinos exist.
Yeah, this one. How's it going?
Good, you Dino.
Hey, yeah, listen, man. I honestly believe, like, when we talk about that us create man in our image and our own likeness, there's some what do you call it? It's supposed to mean there was already man here, and it's supposed to say let us create man in our own image and our own likeness. I don't know if they're archons, the demiurges, I don't know, but I don't believe that's Jehovah, the creator. And it's almost like they wrote the Bible with enough truth, but it's inverted. Just so, I mean, so you're believing in this exterior Christ, when Christ is within you. It even says, the temple of God is within you. That's why inside your head is called temples. It just seems like they're trying. I mean, this world is such a big fucking lie. I mean, look at this.
Such a lie.
I just want to show you something real quick.
How about this line, real quick though? Many people will come in my name, saying, "I am the Christ. Do not be led astray." Right. So he wouldn't be saying many people would be coming in his name, saying that they are the Christ. That wouldn't make any sense. He was saying many people will come in my name, saying, "I am the Christ. Do not be led astray."
See, I don't know if you can see this. This is my version of the Earth. I put flat Earths in all my art, but I'm telling you, I believe, and I am kind of on board with simulation theory. I don't know if you ever heard of archaics.
Yeah, I've been watching them a little bit.
Okay, yeah, like with the sky, you know, like Earth is a flat plane, but it's like a machine. You know, the machines were here way before anyone ever discovered, the machines.
Does he think that the sky is a projection?
Yeah.
I could show you some stuff today. I saw somebody posted on Twitter, fucking loser, his picture of the ISS going by. I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, that is so, it's so fucking holographic. I'll bring it up for you.
Yeah. All right. ISIS.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. Get this ready.
Yeah, I just, with all the other shit, you know, like they're talking about Project Bluebeam and all that. I don't think I'm not so sure it's any of us. I mean, I believe there's glitches in this matrix. When I was 22, I woke up one night and I felt and heard this most intense electricity ever. It felt in my body, and I woke up and it was like the room was yellow, and there was this yellow streak of light streaking around. I don't know what the fuck it was. It scared the shit out of me. But it made me feel like everything's electric. This, you know, almost like we're in a...
And they hide that. They hide it from us. They don't really talk about it, right? It's funny, but you look at a crowd, like a crowd at a sporting event, and what do they describe it as? The crowd is electric.
Yeah, you get that energy. And I believe our central nervous system, just like Jason, is a filter that filters out 99.95% of, you know, the electromagnetic spectrum. And I believe, honestly, the goal is getting the fuck out of this matrix. I hate the thought of reincarnation. If there's a way out, I don't want to come back to this shithole again. You know, this is like a gladiator school, and it's so synchronized, but yet it's like controlled chaos. You know, nothing is random. Everything is just too
yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. It's like there's some path that they're following that for some reason they keep getting to the next, checkpoint or whatever, and then it kind of like sets it up for them again. It's pretty sickening. And I really don't know if it's they plan so far ahead. It's a tough one for me to believe, unless, imagine if they knew the secrets of reincarnation. So imagine that let's just say, I'm just throwing this out there. Imagine you're George Bush Sr. and you understand reincarnation, so you know where you're coming back or when, and so then you would do things like they do, which is set up your family to be very wealthy, knowing that when that person comes, he's put him back in the family. Because I don't think they would do that if it was a random thing you reincarnate who knows where in the world.
No,
then I don't think they would do that. Because who knows if they're going to come back.
I do believe these parasites have some kind of promise to be born back in the same family, knowing who they are or being taught who they are, like the royals, they're so fucking, them inbreds, they're just, so ritualistic. And I almost think that they might be a different kind of incarnation than us.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in that bloodline, you're not on the world stage, and you're not getting in that family. They're all related either by bloodline or brotherhood. And I can guarantee just about everybody. I love Nikola Tesla, but I even question him.
Yeah, you have to question everything. And that's this is why they do that, right? They tell you lies so that you get to this point and you no longer can trust anything. That's why they do it, because it really destroys your whole outlook on things. I heard somebody describe it pretty well the other day, and I was like, okay, I got to work on this myself. Is if you were to hold a glass of water, okay, so my glass of water here, it's not very heavy, right? It's just I'm gonna be able to hold this right now for a couple minutes. After a little while, it's gonna start to get heavy. It's gonna start to hurt my arm. If I hold this glass all day, I'll probably lose feeling in it. I'll probably not be able to use it anymore, right? So think of what we do as the same thing. We are, I think, overwhelming ourselves sometimes with all the problems, all the negativity, everything going on, the news that's coming in, what's going on with this person died, this person's dead, this person's fighting. So what you're doing is you're kind of like that glass, and you're just all day, you're holding that thing up. And I think we are, it's making us frustrated. It's making us upset. It makes us have a quick fuse. So really, we do need to get in the habit too of giving ourselves some time to put the glass down so that we don't get overwhelmed with just negativity. I had a great week this week, being able to spend some time with the wife and my son and not have to constantly be thinking about what's going on. So anyway, just something I heard today, and I was like, that's a good way of putting it. They were talking about something else, but it's the same kind of deal where we need to take some time out, because they do that on purpose. They want you flooded with nonsense, and then also not being able to determine which of the nonsense is true. I believe that they put out fake stories in the news for that reason, right? They want you to go questioning things. Yeah. So
yeah, I can guarantee. I mean,
but I mean, just like, let me say one more thing. So the one thing we don't want to worry about, though, is we don't need to know to point out lies, right? So we get caught. Right. I saw somebody the other day in my Telegram chat who was like, "Oh man, I need this answer because I'm being hammered by these Globers and Facebook, debates." I said, "Look, guys, stop going to Facebook debates or wherever you're going and pretending that we're on equal footing with people who believe in the globe. They get to do nothing but sit there and repeat scientism stuff. They get to defer.
Yeah, they grab towards.
Yeah, they get to say this entire book that they have is true, and you don't get that. So you're not on equal footing with them. Here's a way of looking at it. If you found out that your mom and dad weren't your real mom and dad, let's say you find paperwork of them signing some paperwork of adoption, and you start to realize, oh shit, my parents are not my real parents. I was adopted. Okay, so if you went and told somebody, hey, I've learned that my parents lied to me. I was actually adopted, not born. And if they said, well, who's your real family? You said, I don't know who my real family is. And they'd say, well, then I believe you were born to them. It's like, no, I just said that I've got the evidence that this is what they do with the globe. They act like when we point out the flaws with the globe, they're like, well, then how does the whole fucking universe work? Be like, I don't fucking know. I didn't claim that.
Yeah, and it gets you caught up.
Yeah.
And when they say, you don't understand basic science. Well, I think first people need to learn how big the lie is. That science is infiltrated. Just like the education that they gave us money, they gave us everything, and every fucking college is, major university is brotherhood. I mean, just like when Christopher Columbus officially discovered America. The fucking Scottish Rite, they knew all about America hundreds of years before. They've had like pictures, paintings of corn and shit that's only in South America, but they had to officially discover it, and then to bring the Catholicism over, and but people. They think they have this sense of history in their mind, and I guarantee if they really knew, it would blow their fucking mind.
People would lose their. People would jump off bridges.
Idea.
People would jump off bridges. They would commit suicide because it really would reshape everything. If you're lied to from the start, then you'll never really have a good footing. So you have to get back. You have to first, step one is to realize that knowing everything isn't possible. You're not going to in this life hit a point where you're like, I know everything now. So stop trying to get there. That's not going to happen. You're never going to figure out the way the entire Earth works. We can get close. We can keep working to get closer. But I think some of those things, because even I, looking back 7 years ago, I felt like I was going to, I'm just going to be able to report this. People are going to see that the ISS is a lie. They're going to see the space is a lie. And we're going to change the world. And then I didn't realize how indoctrinated people are and how afraid they are of speaking out and when there's a world of people who will call you dumb just for saying anything different than what the mainstream wants you to believe.
Yeah, I got into it with my brother, my sister-in-law, and my other brother, or my brother-in-law, and I would not back down. And I kept telling them, and they're talking about this and that, and I know the fucking geography of this planet like the back of my hand. I know I'm pretty good with geology, shit like that. Not so much with astrology. I'm learning astrology. But I'm telling them, man, I said, if you only knew, you think they stopped the lie at one spot? I mean, Copernicus, he's the one that had that come up with the heliocentric model, right?
Well, they also say somebody did it 1,700 years before him, but yes.
Yeah, and they worship Horus, the sun god, and that puts him in the center, and I don't know, there's a lot of reasons. Plus, to make it feel like we're a speck of dust in the vast vacuum of foreverness, And I just don't believe that. I believe that.
And evidence tells you that. I mean, again, all you have to do is go back and look at Edwin Hubble. All the observations tell us we're the center, and we've been forced to believe, something different.
And I believe we're a lot more important and a lot more powerful, and they don't want us to know.
Oh, probably infinitely.
I believe we're center stage. And I do believe in the Satan archetype, and I do believe in the Christ, the Savior. Like there is, I don't call him Anunnaki or anything like that, like Inky and Enlil, but there is a force, and I do believe there's something trying to help us, but there's something else trying to hinder us through these ruling class. And I'm telling you, Admiral Byrd, when he went past the ice wall, he's saying there's lands as big as the United States. Well, that means there's also other oceans out there. And why do they turn you back? I mean, I've seen planes get turned back. I've seen ships get turned. I mean, videos of it. But why don't they say, hey, let's put a special. We're going to fly you right to the South Pole or right across it to Australia. But they don't do that. And they don't even go over the North Pole.
No.
So...
yeah, I tend to think that I wouldn't be surprised if there is that whirlpool at the North Pole. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the blood over intent people that believe that the tree of life is there and this. I don't know what it, but I just know that it's not, and it pisses you off that, like, I'll hear intelligent people talk about. They'll be talking, and all of a sudden, they're starting to talk about the cosmos and worldwide, global. Everything's global, this, global, that, globalism, global government, global, and they pound that in everyone's head.
It's so sick.
And yeah,
I was listening to Adam Green the other day, and I was like listening to him. He's like on point with everything. He's just talking great, and then all of a sudden he said, and we know the Earth is not young because the starlight came 3 billion years ago. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, I mean, these people, this is a guy who's arguing against Christianity, saying that we can't trust these people, this and that, and then turning and just putting all his faith in these scientists that they know that the light traveled from these stars. Who measured that, Adam? What chain link measuring device did somebody take out to 14 billion? It's so stupid.
I I always wonder that too. Like, what fucking devices do they have? And,
Nothing. They have some numbers that they've been able to cook up, and then they kind of can readjust them. And that's why things like Columbus discovering that the America and the Earth was a ball was told at one time, and then they replace it as part of history. Then they realize, oh shit! Now that everybody believes in the globe, we don't want them to know that it was that recent. So now we have to. So then they change the story to, oh, it's just a story, and that we've known for thousands of years. It's all how they move history, and it's very easy because people think there's like a ton of historical books. There's like 2. You know, it's like there's just like 2.
And they think it's the gospel.
Yeah.
What do you think about like the megalithic buildings? You know, like they'll have the World Fair and they'll put all this facade on it. They'll either burn it down or tear it down. I've been looking into that, and that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
There's this cathedral in Cologne, Germany, and it's fucking amazing. 100-foot marble ceilings, 50-foot archways. Just and on the thing that look like little and like electrical, it almost looks like a what do you call it? Like a thermal thing. You know, like it at one time they used it probably for frequencies, and these buildings are not ancient, man. But even here in the Americas, they've destroyed a lot. They have this one old gold mine called Castle's Entrance in Utah. I don't know,